It's my feel-good breakfast show.
GYNAGUARD, Feminine Hygiene Mastered.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. And while we were on the subject of women's fashion before the break, and let's also now shift our attention across to women's health. As women grow, their bodies develop and it also changes. However, there comes a time in a woman's life in their more mature years where women are more prone to experiencing dryness and discomfort down below. Now, ensuring that they are equipped with the knowledge of how to maintain good feminine hygiene during that time is also essential. Now, general practitioner Dr. Ramonde Patensha is here to tell us everything we need to know. Doctor, it's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
What is it about older women that as they get older, they get embarrassed to talk about what's happening down there?
I don't think it's just older women. I think
it's all women.
It's pretty much everybody, regardless of gender, actually. So I think the situation is quite different for older women because it's not so much focused on reproduction itself, and most of our health is really geared towards women in their reproductive years. So they have a much bigger chance of falling through the gaps, I think, and that's maybe what makes it harder to actually start talking about these things.
And it is, you know, I think as women, that's the last thing you want to talk about is, you know, feeling dry or not, things not being the same or normal down there. But dryness is one of those things that are common, especially as you get older. I know there are elements of menopause playing a role, but also certain medications that women take that affect their dryness. Why is it so important for ladies to use I don't want to say a soap, but a product that is soap-free and fragrance-free?
Right, so I think thinking of the Afrikaans word beginsel,
yeah.
but the principle to start with is that if you're going to use anything, then rather make sure that it's not abrasive in any way. So the vaginal environment is basically like the inside lining of our mouth. It's not skin, it's not a thick protective barrier at all. So we really need to keep it as happy and as healthy as possible. So that means nothing too acidic, nothing like vinegar and lemon juice, even if you're a natural person. Soap in itself can be quite medicinal, sort of abrasive, and can disturb that very, very sensitive pH balance that one needs to maintain for health.
I know if I have any issues when it comes to, you know, feminine hygiene in any way, my mom's always someone I can phone, and she always has these homemade remedies and tales. And in your experience as a doctor, what are some of the common mistakes women do when they do try and look after themselves?
So mums are great, but they don't really know everything, unfortunately. My mother's going to hold this against me.
Mine too.
But I think it's a misconception that we actually need to even do anything. The vagina is a self-cleaning organ, so it actually knows what to do to keep itself healthy. Anything we do should be supportive and it shouldn't be damaging. So even though we think, well, we can ingest it, you know, it's vinegar or lemon juice or plain water, it might not be such a good idea. We want to keep the organisms, the good guys, who are meant to be living inside the vaginal area, as healthy as possible, as happy, so that they keep the other bad guys in check. And if we disturb anything, that unfortunately goes out of balance.
And I know we did put the topic on older women, but you said this is all women. We get embarrassed, we don't always talk about this. Yeah. But why is it so important for all ages, whether you're older, younger, even a teen starting out with your menstruation, to really focus and be you know, deliberate with your feminine hygiene?
That's a really good question. I think it's something, because it's internal and we don't see it, unless we notice what's happening in our bodies and actually mention it to someone who might be in a position to actually guide us, we're going to run into some trouble. And I don't think we can rely on generational knowledge or family knowledge. We need to actually find someone we trust as a medical practitioner to guide us through that process and ask questions. It's not something to be ashamed about at all.
Yeah. And you know what, I've been enjoying these GYNAGUARD conversations we've been having, because we are talking about everything.
Yes.
We are not, skipping any of the topics. But why would a product like GYNAGUARD be ideal for any woman that wants to focus on good feminine hygiene?
Right. Well, if you're going to use something as a cleanser, then it is pH balanced. It's not abrasive, and it would give you some control. So I'm talking in the context there of possibly post-coital, so after sex. Cleansing, that I think is the biggest benefit. And for all of those reasons, it's not disruptive in any manner. But I think also the biggest thing that I want to say this morning is just to say that if there is a discharge, if there is an odor, if there isn't anything, don't assume that it's something bad and something that needs to be treated. Go and see someone, get some guidance, get some tests. They're freely available. Get feedback. You'll have peace of mind and you'll know what the best step forward is. And if something like GYNAGUARD gets recommended, you've got peace of mind and you know what you're doing, and you're picking up all of those other things that we might not otherwise pick up.
Well, you are speaking peace of mind, and I think a lot of us want that because we're not always sure, we're not always comfortable to have these conversations, but there are many, many options available. Doctor, thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And there you go. It is important to make sure that you are proactive in maintaining good personal hygiene. And, we are super excited to also announce that our next Lucky GYNAGUARD competition winner has been selected. Now, let's get into it. Let's say big congratulations to Maleba Molohari. Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Oh, I love this. You know what? When we asked what viewers love about the GYNAGUARD range for that post-workout feminine hygiene, this is what you had to say. You said the proper hygiene that I get from GYNAGUARD gives me the confidence that I need, and we have decided, Maleba, to make you the winner. How does it feel to be the winner?
I just feel excited, yo. I'm extremely happy, yo.
Oh, well, we are happy for you.
Thank you.
And why is it so important for you to follow a feminine hygiene routine?
I think following feminine hygiene is very much important to us ladies to attain our own confidence in our own skin.
That is right. And you know what? It is amazing that you've shared that with us. And that is why you are the winner of that 1,000 Rand GYNAGUARD hamper. And of course, if you want to stand a chance to win a GYNAGUARD hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand weekly, simply let us know what you think the most common mistakes are that women make when it comes to their personal hygiene. But you can simply reply to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter pages. And don't forget to include that hashtag GYNAGUARD and hashtag feminine hygiene. The competition will be closing the 19th of September, so you've got time to enter, and those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
GYNAGUARD, feminine hygiene mastered.